In the last class, we were discussing about tetracyclines. Now, what is the mechanism of action of tetracyclines? What is the mechanism of action of tetracyclines?
Site binds to A site of the TS ribosomes, prevent binding of tRNA to A sites, and prevent protein synthesis.
It binds to 50S ribosomes, ultimately leading to stoppage of protein synthesis. Okay. Um, which populations should avoid taking tetracyclines? Or to put that same question in another way, in which patients are tetracyclines contraindicated? वैसे भी पूछ
Pregnant
सकते
women.
हो.
Pregnant below
Pregnant
18,
and lactating
क्यों?
18.
What is the reason behind stopping them from taking tetracyclines? Acha, what happens if children take tetracyclines? Something will happen. Something will happen to their bone and teeth. Right? We didn't write about this. What are the adverse effects of उसमें आ जाता है ये. That is when you know it is contraindicated.
deformation, teeth and
Deformation
bone
of teeth
deformation.
and bone. Okay. So if it is causing bone and teeth deformation, why is it inhibited in pregnant women? चिल्ड्रन में हो रहा बोले तो प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन में क्या होता है? थिंक अबाउट लॉजिकली.
Fetus bone will be
हाँ.
deformed.
Yes, the bones and teeth of the fetus, they will start getting affected. All right. Wait. What is the spectrum of this thing? Tetracyclines.
Broad
Narrow.
spectrum, sir.
ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम है. ओके, किस किस को कवर करता है? If you are telling it as broad spectrum, it should be able to cover a lot of organisms. Name only 5 organisms that it will cover.
So methicillin,
Hmm?
methicillin, sir.
Methicillin is a penicillin, no?
Mm.
Methicillin is not an organism. Methicillin is a penicillin is resistant penicillin.
Sir, gram positive, gram negative, streptococci.
Hmm.
Vancomycin resistance.
Vancomycin resistant पे tetracycline काम करता है, tigecycline काम करता है.
Tetracycline, sir.
VRSA and MRSA. Lovely, you are talking about MRSA, right? That is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So, in Staphylococcus species who are resistant to methicillin, उनके अंदर tetracycline दे सकते हैं. Even VRSA, vancomycin resistant Staph aureus, उनके अंदर भी tetracycline दे सकते हैं. Tetracycline was essentially made so that gram positive and gram negative anaerobes which are not covered by your tetracyclines could be covered by TG. ठीक है. There is another advantage to giving TG, no? Big advantage.
It's a
T,
T of
T,
T
T
is
Yeah,
very
half
long,
very long. How long?
36 hours.
36 hours.
ओके अच्छा, कमिंग बैक टू टेट्रासाइक्लिन्स, यू टोल्ड बोन एंड टीथ डिफॉर्मेशन होता, उसके अलावा कुछ और साइड इफेक्ट्स होते क्या? कोई पर्टिकुलर पॉपुलेशन में अवॉइड करना या
It's photosensitive, sir,
Yes,
and GI tract
patient on
irritation.
diuretics. No, patients on diuretics.
it should?
It should be avoided in patients who have diuretics because it increases blood urea.
ओके, अगर ब्लड यूरिया इंक्रीज कर रहा बोले तो किडनीज को कुछ करता क्या?
Yes, hepatic insufficiency will be there.
हेपेटिक इंसफिशिएंसी किडनी की प्रॉब्लम है, लिवर की प्रॉब्लम है?
Liver disease.
हम्म, तो किडनी को कुछ करता क्या?
Renal toxicity, sir.
है, रीनल टॉक्सिसिटी होने का चांस है टेट्रासाइक्लिन्स में?
Yes, sir.
पक्का?
Yes, sir.
ओके ठीक है। आपके टीजी साइक्लिन में व्हाट इज द मोस्ट कॉमन एडवर्स इफेक्ट्स? वेरी 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 कॉमन, 25% of the population faces that.
Nausea and vomiting. Nausea and vomiting.
Okay, then what did we discuss? We also discussed something called chloramphenicol. How does chloramphenicol work?
It
Uh,
binds to 50S
it
ribosomes, sir.
बैक्टीरिया स्टैटिक है, बैक्टीरियासाइडल है?
Both
bacteriostatic and bactericidal both.
depends on dose.
Depends on the concentration that you are giving. It can, at lower concentration it will be bacteriostatic, at higher concentration it will be bactericidal. What about tetracyclines? Are they bacteriostatic or bactericidal?
Static,
Okay,
Bacteriostatic.
static. Okay. Chloramphenicol किस में contraindicated है? किन लोगों को मैं ले लेती?
pregnancy, children,
Children are like
Why? Specifically, why in children? अच्छा, in children, especially babies, something will happen now. Very specific type of adverse effect.
gray baby syndrome will be
वो
occurring.
क्यों होता? I explained at the end of the class. Chloramphenicol end होने से just पहले बोला था क्यों gray baby syndrome होता. It is related to the excretion of this thing, chloramphenicol. How is chloramphenicol excreted? Mode of excretion क्या है?
liver and kidney.
लिवर एंड किडनीज। अच्छा, तो बेबी या न्यूबॉर्न बेबी के लिवर कंप्लीटली फॉर्म्ड रहती है?
No, sir.
Okay, so
No, sir.
think about it logically. What will happen if you have a drug that is being excreted and it is being metabolized by a liver and essentially conjugation होके excretion हो रहा है? अगर hepatic excretion हो रहा है तो conjugation होके हो रहा है। आप लोगों को hepatic conjugation पढ़ाए थे? I think last year थोड़ा डिस्कस कर रहे थे अपन what is conjugation. LFT RFT जब पढ़ रहे थे, LFT specifically what is conjugation पढ़े थे, conjugation reactions क्या रहते? Glucuronidase transferase बोल के एक enzyme रहता that will conjugate different molecules and it will make them essentially water soluble so that they can get excreted outside. Especially bilirubin. वैसे दूसरे कंपाउंड भी होते हैं, वन सच कंपाउंड इज क्लोराम्फेनिकॉल। अब होता क्या, इन बेबीज whose livers are not completely formed and not completely developed, this conjugation step does not occur properly. Right? It is either incomplete or is not occurring at all. Because of which chloramphenicol starts getting accumulated. Because there is no route for it to get excreted, it will start getting accumulated. And once it starts getting accumulated, it will cause gray baby syndrome. ये gray baby syndrome हो रहा क्यों? Gray पे क्यों हो जा रहा है? Why not pink? They are already pink. Why not blue? Technically speaking, they can become blue. Why not black? Let's suppose. Why are they become gray or blue? एक specific condition है कि उसलिए gray होते. It will cause something called cyanosis, right?
Cyanosis, grace.
What is cyanosis? अच्छा, find out and tell me what is cyanosis. ठीक है, I did not tell that part. I was expecting you to know what is cyanosis, but okay. Find out and tell me what is cyanosis. और क्या डिस्कस करें थे लास्ट क्लास में, बस इतना ही करेंगे ना. चलो, we'll start with macrolides then. Now macrolides are medium spectrum antibiotics. So in general antibiotics में broad spectrum में आते हैं आपके tetracycline या this thing क्या बोलते हैं, chloramphenicol, tigecycline, ये पूरा proper broad spectrum antibiotics है. To a certain extent you can also say cephalosporins as well or beta-lactams, but उन लोगों की effectiveness कम हो रही, तो उतना नहीं. Macrolides are medium spectrum. Macrolides and ketolides दोनों similar रहते हैं drug classes. ठीक है. These two drugs are medium spectrum. Now, the main drugs that fall into this category will be your erythromycin. Be careful of the spelling, okay? I don't have that. Okay. So the drugs that come under macrolides will be erythromycin. So erythromycin was one of the first drugs that was created. उसके बाद उसके semi-synthetic derivatives create करे. Okay, initially erythromycin was created. From that, different drugs were created. Now be careful with the spelling. ये mycin अलग है, ठीक है? In certain cases, it will be similar to aminoglycosides. Sorry, tetracyclines. In certain cases, it will be similar to this. तो थोड़ा ध्यान से आप लोग पढ़िए. And we are writing as well. Right? Erythromycin is one. इसके जो क्या बोलते हैं derivatives है, clarithromycin, roxithromycin. So the semi-synthetic derivatives will include roxithromycin, azithromycin, very common. Common cold के लिए बहुत यूज करते हैं azithromycin, clarithromycin. You also have telithromycin. Telithromycin was created later for a specific reason, but technically एक ketolide में आता, जो pneumococci resistance क्या बोलते हैं resistance create हो रहा था macrolides में. So there was pneumococci which were developing resistance to macrolides. For that specific reason, telithromycin was created. Okay, telithromycin has a spectrum where it is covering resistant strains. Okay, the strains that are resistant to macrolides. It works the same way. It is just that it has a little better coverage. Also have tylosin. Erythromycin भी आता है इसमें. So these are the drugs. Now the main mechanism of action through which this drug works is that it will stop a step called translocation. I'm not going into details what translocation is and all, but देखो ये ऐसे काम करता. So what macrolides do is they will, now depending on concentration what you are using, it can act as bacteriostatic and cidal. At lower concentration, macrolides will act as bacteriostatic. At higher concentrations, it will act as bactericidal. Okay. Essentially, it will bind to your 50S ribosome and it will inhibit a step called translocation, because of which protein synthesis is inhibited. Okay. Simple enough. Resistance will mainly occur by the same reasons. या तो the drug is not able to penetrate inside the bacteria. Okay, bacteria may not allow uptake of the antibiotic, or the bacteria might start producing enzymes that will inactivate or destroy macrolides. These are the two main ways through which resistance to the antibiotic can occur. Okay, one is that bacteria is not allowing any drug to get inside its body, or it is secreting a few enzymes that are destroying this antibiotic. Okay. Now spectrum इसका जो है, spectrum में आता it covers aerobic or gram positive and gram negative organisms. Okay, so streptococci, pneumococci में बाद में रेसिस्टेंस आने लगा, streptococci में भी आने लगा, staph में भी आने लगा. पहले कवर करता था बहुत अच्छा. Staph, pneumonia, pneumococci, that is gonococci, और Corynebacterium, Campylobacter, Mycoplasma, Chlamydia, ये पूरे में काम करता था. Slowly over the years, what happened is resistance started developing to macrolides. That is why it is generally given in combination. Neither you give a higher dose, yeah, you give a different drug altogether. Now, one important point about this drug or these drugs, macrolides, is that they get destroyed by gastric acid. Gastric acid destruction. Okay, I'll just write it as destroyed by gastric acid. They तो gastric acid destroy कर दिया उसमें था. Destroyed by gastric acid. So what is done is you can give IV obviously, but instead of giving IV, enteric coated tablets there. So I told you when we were discussing the first chapter what enteric coated tablets are. These are essentially special tablets which will have a protective coating around them. ठीक है, आपकी normal tablet ऐसी है समझो. And let us suppose the enteric coating is like this. The pink coating is enteric coating. Okay? What this fellow will do is it will protect the tablet from the stomach acid. You will coat the tablet in such a way that it is getting dissolved at a rate that, let us suppose it takes about 1 hour for your drug. Once you take the tablet, for it to go from your mouth to your intestines. Okay? If it has to pass through your GIT and it has to pass through your stomach, it will eventually enter into your intestines. By the time it is reaching your intestine, let us suppose it is taking about 1 hour, okay, from your mouth to your intestines, where it is getting absorbed. What you will do is, as a scientist, you will coat this tablet in such a way that this coating will dissolve in exactly 1 hour. So essentially, you are timing it in such a way that this coating, as soon as by the time the tablet reaches the intestine, it is free of the coating, and it can start getting liberated and absorbed and all that. Till then, it is protected by the coating; it will not get destroyed. Okay, these sort of tablets are called enteric coating. Enteric coated tablets. Okay, आप ये कर सकते हो. It attains good concentration in most fluids, even in CSF. CSF में थोड़ा गड़बड़ रहता, दूसरे fluids में अच्छा concentration अचीव करता. Generally, this thing क्या बोलते? CNS infections के लिए उतना नहीं देते, meningitis and all, encephalitis उसके लिए उतना नहीं देते because it did not achieve good concentration in CSF. Other body fluids अच्छा ही, it will attain decent concentration. Biliary excretion get excreted through liver. Okay, remember that. Biliary excretion. मतलब if someone has hepatotoxicity or any hepatic conditions, उनके अंदर डोज कम करना या नहीं देना लोगों को. ठीक है. You don't need to decrease the dose in renal problems. If someone is having kidney problems, renal failure भी है तो you don't need to adjust the dose because it explicitly involves only your liver. Biliary excretion है बोलते, you can simply give it the normal dose even if someone is having renal infection or renal failure for that matter. Now, the adverse effects will also be heavily reliant on the liver itself. Okay? Because it is having biliary excretion, adverse effects will mainly be hepatitis. Okay? Especially, it will be hepatitis with cholestatic jaundice. Generally, what happens is after 2 to 3 weeks of treatment, especially more common with estolate salt. So you get an estolate salt of the drug. Drug एक form में आता है estolate salt का. अगर वो form में दिए drug को, the tablet दे रहे आप, there is a good chance that the patient will develop hepatitis with cholestatic jaundice within 2 to 3 weeks of within 2 to 3 weeks, okay, of starting the treatment. It can also cause abdominal cramps. In some patients, fever होता, because they are having jaundice. उन लोगों को fever हो सकता, abdominal cramps हो सकते, discomfort होता, jaundice होता. Okay. The patient might have nausea and vomiting because of excessive amount of bilirubin present inside. Jaundice-like symptoms दिखने लगते हैं. Okay. They'll become giddy. They'll not eat food. They might even have epigastric distress. Okay. Epigastric distress. So burning sensation in the chest. It is not a cardiovascular problem. It is a problem of the GI. Okay. Epigastric distress होता. थोड़े लोगों को allergic reactions हो सकते हैं. Macrolides. So be careful. In certain patients, macrolides can cause cardiac arrhythmias. So that erythromycin can also cause reversible hearing impairment. This is specific to erythromycin. Yeah, erythromycin can cause reversible hearing impairment. Once again. Okay. So main important side effects will be hepatitis. It can cause jaundice. The hepatitis with cholestatic jaundice within 2 to 3 weeks of treatment. Okay. TXS treatment. It can cause nausea and vomiting, which is followed by jaundice. पूरे साथ में होते हैं. थोड़े लोगों में abdominal cramps होता है, fever आता है. कई लोगों को epigastric distress होता है. Will not be able to eat properly and all of that. And if the patient is on erythromycin for long enough, they will start having hearing impairment. If you remove the drug within a few weeks or within a few days, it will come back to normal. Okay. One important drug interaction of this thing is that erythromycin and clarithromycin, especially for drug interactions, remember this, very important. Okay. Erythromycin and clarithromycin, they are microsomal enzyme inhibitors. Erythromycin and clarithromycin. Okay. These fellows are enzyme inhibitors. Microsomal enzyme, okay? Hepatic microsomal enzyme inhibitor. Enzyme inhibitors. इससे होता क्या? Any other drug which is relying on hepatic enzymes to get metabolized. So let's suppose I have some X drug. That X drug is relying on these enzymes to get metabolized. अब आप उसके साथ erythromycin and clarithromycin दिए तो ये X drug metabolize नहीं होता. इसका concentration blood में बढ़ने लगता. ठीक है? If it is not getting metabolized, it is not getting pushed towards excretion. Okay, it will start getting accumulated inside your body, and eventually what will happen is toxicity will occur. Plasma levels of those drugs will increase, and toxicity will occur. So, some such drugs, कौन से drugs increases plasma levels of कौन से drugs बात है मैंने carbamazepine है. Carbamazepine is given as an antipsychotic. It can be given as anti-anxiety. It can be given as थोड़ी जगह epilepsy में भी देते हैं. Sodium valproate ये भी same indications. Anti-seizure especially valproate. ये sodium valproate बोल के आता है या valproic acid बोल के भी आता. There is theophylline. Theophylline anti-asthmatic है. Digoxin को होता. Digoxin is actually very important. Digoxin को कभी भी mix नहीं करना. Erythromycin and clarithromycin. So because क्या होता? Digoxin as such is a narrow therapeutic index drug. It's a cardiac glycoside that is given in heart failure. Okay. Essentially वो करता क्या? Heart failure में because the heart is not congestive heart failure essentially. उसमें blood is being retained inside the heart. तो digoxin क्या करता? It will force the heart to increase the force of contraction. Okay. आपकी heart rate जो है, जो complete cardiac output है, that will depend on your rate of contraction, the rate at which your heart is beating, and the force with which your heart is beating. Digoxin is the drug that will increase the force of contraction, and it is given at a very small dose. Okay, I told you, remember, 2 mg is therapeutic dose, 3 and 4 mg is a toxic dose of digoxin. A very small therapeutic window रहता है उसका. 1-2 mg में problem हो जाता है. So when you give the drug with erythromycin, it can cause severe problems. The patient's cardiac tissue can get damaged because you are giving erythromycin with digoxin. Also warfarin, anticoagulant. ठीक है, ये पूरे drugs जो है, if you are giving with erythromycin, clarithromycin or any enzyme inhibitor, so these drugs are relying on microsomal hepatic enzymes of the liver to get metabolized. ठीक है, they are using certain enzymes to get metabolized. Erythromycin and clarithromycin are inhibitors of those enzymes, because of which what will happen is the plasma levels of these drugs will increase, and as the plasma level increases, it will lead to toxicity. ये समझ में आया कॉन्सेप्ट कैसे ड्रग इंटरेक्शन हो रहा है?
sir.
Okay. Now there are several uses to macrolide, even though they are moderate spectrum. बहुत सारे problems को cover करते हैं. You can use it for atypical pneumonia. Atypical pneumonia essentially अगर mycoplasma, chlamydia, legionella इससे अगर pneumonia हो रहा तो आप erythromycin use कर सकते हैं. You can use 500 mg of the drug 4 times a day. You give it either IV or you give it orally. Erythromycin 500 mg, QID लिखते हैं उसको 4 times a day. Okay. I'm just writing it as the erythromycin is the complete one. 500 mg QID, either PO और IV, ठीक है, oral और IV. ये जनरली atypical pneumonia में देते हैं. And another important use of macrolides is that it can be given in case of PCN allergy. PCN is penicillin, ठीक है. Penicillin को PCN बोल के भी लिखते हैं, ठीक है. If someone is having penicillin allergy, you can give macrolides as an alternative in those conditions. It will help in Legionnaires and pneumonia. Legionnaires anemia is Legionella की वजह से जो होता है वो pneumonia को बोलते हैं. वो कंडीशन में आप एरिथ्रोमाइसिन 10 to 14 days यूज करते हैं. एजिथ्रोमाइसिन भी यूज कर सकते हैं. स्टाफाइलोकोकल इन्फेक्शंस में यूज कर सकते हैं. सिफिलिस गोनोरिया में यूज कर सकते हैं. टेटनस में यूज कर सकते हैं, स्पेशली एरिथ्रोमाइसिन को. एंथ्रैक्स में यूज कर सकते हैं. आप क्या बोलते हैं, टॉपिकल एरिथ्रोमाइसिन ऑइंटमेंट्स यूज कर सकते हैं, स्किन इन्फेक्शन है या बॉयल है तो. एंड वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट nowadays azithromycin is being preferred more than erythromycin. There are certain very important advantages that azithromycin has over erythromycin. See, azithromycin is acid stable. It does not need a enteric coated tablet. Okay, it is acid stable. Matlab it will not get destroyed in your stomach acid. It will get very rapidly absorbed. Its absorption response is ज़्यादा fast है. Better tissue penetration. So they are very conditions. Acid stable है, rapidly absorbed, better tissue penetration. Okay. Free from drug interaction. It does not suppress hepatic metabolism. One big advantage, it doesn't suppress hepatic metabolism of other drugs, and no major drug interactions in that relation. Okay. Azithromycin and other macrolides which were causing the drug interaction which I just told you, increasing the plasma levels of other drugs which were relying on hepatic microsomal enzyme. Azithromycin does not rely on hepatic metabolism. ठीक है, तो वो प्रॉब्लम होता ही नहीं आपको. Free from the drug interaction. It is longer acting as well. It is better tolerated. Better tolerance मतलब उसके adverse effects कम रहते हैं, ठीक है. And ये azithromycin को generally कैसा करते हैं? You give it as a loading dose, then you give it as a maintenance dose. So you give it as a loading dose of 500 mg, then you give maintenance dose of 250 mg per day. 250 mg OD. You can give it for generally 4 days. ठीक है. तो आप लोगों को लोडिंग डोज एंड दिस थिंग मेंटेनेंस डोज के कॉन्सेप्ट इससे पहले क्लिनिकल्स में पढ़ाई क्या? व्हाट इज लोडिंग डोज एंड व्हाट इज मेंटेनेंस डोज?
No, sir.
अच्छा, सो लोडिंग डोज क्या है? थोड़े एंटीबायोटिक्स को, लेट अस सपोज यू हैव अ पेशेंट whose condition is very bad, okay, and you want the drug to act very quickly. ठीक है, आप जब भी जैसा ड्रग दे रहे हैं, you want it to achieve good concentration and you want the drug to achieve a concentration very fast in the blood. ठीक है, in the patient. एक पेशेंट आया आपके पास जिसकी कंडीशन बुरी है, आप ओरल ड्रग ही दे सकते हो उनको. लेट अस सपोज यू कैन ओनली गिव ओरल डोज, और इवन इफ यू कैन गिव IV, ठीक है, you can apply the same theory to IV as well. Now you want that patient to get cured fast, at least get stable fast. After that you can continue the treatment. तो आप क्या करते हैं, आप अलग अलग डोज को कर सकते हैं. आप जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग फॉर एंटीबायोटिक नाउ. व्हाट यू डू इज यू गिव अ लोडिंग डोज. लोडिंग डोज विल जनरली बी डबल और हायर डोज ऑफ द ओरिजिनल डोज. ठीक है, इससे क्या होता है ना, आप अगर थेरेपेटिक इंडेक्स देखें एक ड्रग का, इफ यू रिमेंबर आई टोल्ड यू दिस इज सब थेरेपेटिक डोज. इसके नीचे ये था थ्रेशोल्ड है, ठीक है, ये थ्रेशोल्ड के नीचे दिया तो ड्रग काम नहीं करता. एंड ये मैक्सिमम इफेक्टिव कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है, इसके ऊपर दिया तो टॉक्सिसिटी होती. ठीक है, ना नॉर्मल डोज दिया तो जनरली सपोज वी आर गिविंग 250 mg, दैट इज द नॉर्मल डोज. ड्रग क्या करता है, यहां तक अचीव करके ऐसा काम करता है. ठीक है, जब आप 500 mg देते, यू आर गोइंग क्लोजर टू टॉक्सिसिटी बट जस्ट शाई ऑफ टॉक्सिसिटी, मीनिंग यू गो समवेयर अराउंड हियर. ठीक है, इसका इंटेंशन ये है कि द ड्रग इज रीचिंग high dose or it is reaching effective dose inside your blood, so it is becoming bioavailable quicker. ठीक है, आप जो हायर डोज दे रहे हैं इसका मतलब ये है जल्दी काम करना पेशेंट के अंदर, ठीक है. It might work for a shorter period of time, or even if it is working for the same amount of time. Initially, you are making sure that you are attacking the bacteria or attacking the cause which is causing the patient to become ill more aggressively initially. ठीक है, एक लोडिंग डोज, जनरली थोड़े ड्रग्स को एक लोडिंग डोज रहता है या 2 लोडिंग डोसेस रहते हैं. उसके बाद क्या करते हैं आप मेंटेनेंस डोज कर देते हैं. तो एक बार लोडिंग डोज दिए बाद यहाँ पर पीक आ गया ना, as soon as it is coming to this area आप मेंटेनेंस डोज देते, तो यहाँ पर फिर ऐसा एक और डोज देते. so what will happen is that peak is maintained. तो ये डोज जरा कम रहता, लेट अस सपोज ऐसा दे. यहाँ पर आपका मेंटेनेंस डोज आ गया, दिस इज द नॉर्मल डोज. ठीक है, वंस यू गेट अ बूस्टेड इफेक्ट वहां से यू कैन मेंटेन द डोज, आप नॉर्मल डोज देने लगते. दैट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ लोडिंग डोज एंड मेंटेनेंस डोज. लोडिंग डोज इज जस्ट शाई ऑफ टॉक्सिक डोज. ठीक है, थोड़ा कम टॉक्सिक डोज से रहता है. इट इज स्टिल इन सेफ जोन बट इट इज द हायर एंड ऑफ द सेफ जोन. ठीक है, अब जैसा लेट सपोज एक ड्रग के लिए पैरासिटामोल ही ले लो. पैरासिटामोल का मिनिमम डोज इज अराउंड 325 mg, मिनिमम जो दे सकते जो काम करते 325, एंड मैक्सिमम विच इज सेफ इज अराउंड 650,000 mg दे सकते हैं एक टाइम पे. आई वुड सजेस्ट नॉट टू, बट लेट सपोज इट इज 650 दे रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो आप क्या कर सकते, लोडिंग डोज 650 देके बाद में मेंटेनेंस 500 दे सकते, ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं. यू गेट द कॉन्सेप्ट. इनिशियली यू गिव अ हायर डोज, then you give a lower dose to maintain the patient's condition. Okay, that is the condition of that is the concept of loading and maintenance. Azithromycin में वो करते, पहले एक लोडिंग डोज देते हैं हायर इफेक्ट के लिए, then maintenance dose देते हैं so that you can maintain the patient's condition. Alright. Now that completes our bacterialides. I told you about ketolides, right? Ketolides में एक ही ड्रग आता है which is telithromycin. थोड़े और ड्रग्स है, for you telithromycin is enough. ठीक है, telithromycin. It acts the same way as macrolide, same mechanism of action. Its PK is that it gets absorbed well orally. Absorption orally is very well, and generally OD देते. Tissue penetration is also pretty good. Main side effects that occur with telithromycin is that it will occur pseudomembranous colitis. It will cause the inflammatory problem. Inflammatory complications में अपन पढ़े थे, what is pseudomembranous colitis. अपन pseudomembranous inflammation पढ़े थे ना, if it occurs in colon and causes inflammation in colon, that is pseudomembranous colitis. ठीक है, it will also increase liver enzymes. तो ALT, AST वो पूरे बढ़ जाते. ठीक है, ALP भी बढ़ जाता. आपके हेपेटिक फेलियर हो सकता बिकॉज ऑफ telithromycin. It can cause hepatic failure. So avoid in patients who already have liver problems. Okay, and avoid also in patients who have cardiac problems, because this drug is able to prolong QT interval. It has the potential of causing arrhythmias. Okay, avoid in patients who have hepatic failure, or avoid in patients that have, and avoid in patients who have cardiac problems, especially arrhythmias, because this drug itself can cause QT prolongation and it will cause problem. मेनली इसको आप कम्युनिटी एक्वायर्ड निमोनिया में यूज कर सकते हैं, माइल्ड टू मॉडरेट कम्युनिटी एक्वायर्ड निमोनिया, या स्टेप्थारिंजाइटिस में यूज कर सकते हैं, साइनसाइटिस में यूज कर सकते हैं. राइट, स्लाइटली मोर सिंथेटिक फॉर्म ऑफ योर macrolides. Ketolides are slightly more than that. So that completes our macrolides and ketolides. Please make sure that you read